are the East Anglian Air Ambulance, and we serve Suffolk, Norfolk and Cambridgeshire equally, and there's almost no boundaries.
We have a job.
The overall running costs of the charity are approximately £1 million. It's not a cheap operation. The money comes from the good people of East Anglia, almost 100%. The public support us. It is the East Anglian Air Ambulance genuinely. It is supported by the people of East Anglia, and it's them who keep it flying in the skies. The charity was launched in the summer of 2000. At that point it was just a fundraising activity, and by the January of 2001 enough money had been raised for the trustees of the charity to start operating the air ambulance, but it was just 1 day a week at that point. And then by the time it was the summer of 2001 we've moved to a full-time 7-day-a-week operation, which is where we're at now and have been consistently ever since then. Anglia 1 has the remit of covering Norfolk, Suffolk and Cambridgeshire. Those are the 3 counties that we are tasked to cover. At the beginning of the day, we will aim to relocate to stand by a place called Red Lodge, which is near Newmarket, which, if you look at the 3 counties that we serve, if you were to put a pin in to find the sort of centre of that region, it would be pretty much there. On average, we're called out around 3 to 4 times a day. I think our busiest day so far has been one day when we were actually called out 7 times in a day, and we airlifted 5 patients on that day. Now that is a busy day for us.
Roger, speed 1456 between jumping in, Shotley. Hang on, control, Anglia 1.
Anglia 1, go ahead.
We're overhead now. I can see you got an ambulance and a responder on scene. We're going to try and make a landing in the corner of the field unless they get us sit up and wave us off before we get there.
We've got 1 air ambulance flying, and our fundraising so far is going well. We have to start talking with the Land Ambulance Trust that we work alongside to find out, well, what are the next steps? Do we need a second helicopter? Well, what purpose is that second helicopter going to serve? Is it going to be an exact replica of Anglia 1 doing the same work as Anglia 1, or would it serve a slightly different purpose, and if so, what?
The primary job is to get the paramedics to the scene of the incident as quickly and safely as possible. That's my prime purpose on the aircraft. The landing comes to mind as the first major difficulty. It's unique, our operation, HEMS operations, in that we can land anywhere. So you have to assess the landing site quickly. And of course we do want to land close to the patient. Our normal limits are our lowest cloud base, 3 to 500 foot cloud base, and a visibility of about 1.5 kilometers. Wind normally is no problem, except just for working around the patient or flying debris. We can operate up to 45-50 knots, which is 60 miles an hour. It would seem very strong, almost gale hurricane force winds. It'd be almost verging on hurricane force operations. The only danger is actually flying debris. As regards training for the air ambulance, I personally think it's more the type of pilot. Obviously you have to be able to fly the machine very competently, be able to think quickly, because you have to operate fairly quickly. But actually there isn't much specific training for HEMS. It's normally just getting the right pilot for the right job. The pilot does not have to be medically trained, however he does have to know what's on the aircraft medically and to be able to assist the paramedics. Obviously, as time goes on, you do pick up a lot of knowledge and therefore can be a bit more useful on scene, and you might end up doing some of the minor procedures actually helping them, but there's no absolute requirement. Obviously we do go onto beaches and into boggy ground and so forth, but probably our most difficult landings, our difficult jobs are in urban environments, in cities. So that's probably our most difficult. And where we do have other problems, I would say occasionally with difficult landing conditions, around Norfolk especially, there's lots of marshes, the Broads and so forth, so that can cause us problems landing. I always say we can get within 200 meters of anybody in anywhere. So I don't like to think we can land everywhere, in my view. This is a fairly old machine, but actually it is probably one of the best handling machines, the Bulco 105, because of the design of it. It always has been recognised as a nice handling machine, and it's a very nice machine to fly. It would be like actually handling a Lotus from a handling point of view, a sports car. It's not very fast, unfortunately, because it's a fairly old design. The more modern ones are significantly quicker. But yes, I enjoy flying it. It's very good for the job. It's fun. It is fun to fly. I always say to the paramedics and to the ambulance service, we can do any job and should be treated as a normal ambulance that just happens to be able to get there quickly and get to the hospital quickly. Best aspect from pilot's point of view is you have the freedom to fly and land anywhere, which in a helicopter is always very nice. It's nice to be able to be a help to the community, to help people, and especially when you see them afterwards, you know. And it's nice to be appreciated by the community, and the public always do really appreciate us. Those are probably the main advantages to the operation from a pilot's point of view. And also the unknown, you know, every job is different.
The idea behind having a car was the fact that we could use it for PR. If we attend an event and the aircraft is unavailable, at least it's something tangible for the people to see, you know, something for them to see and equate to the air ambulance. It gives us a greater scope of availability if the aircraft should ever be offline for technical reasons or weather reasons, particularly in the winter months when the flying hours are shorter because of the daylight rules. The car spends most of its time here at the airport and available for us to use if we should require it. It's an MG ZS, it's a 1.8 engine, absolutely ideal. It holds the road really well, it's really well suited to the role of an RRV. 0729. Parminter Road. All right, mate. Cheers, Cal. Bye. The RRV drivers throughout East Anglia have traditionally taken part in a 2 or 3 day driving course to enable them to drive vehicles that are different from ambulances. It's a different driving perspective, and it's driving at higher speeds than ambulances, but you haven't got the bulk that you have with an ambulance. So what you gain on one hand, you lose with the other. Currently everybody on the aircraft has done an RRV driver's course, so we're all RRV qualified. So there is some extra training over and above traditional ambulances. It was noticed and discussions were entered into because of its colour. It's an MG unique colour and it's called Trophy Yellow. And when you see the air ambulance, you'll realise there's actually quite a close colour match to the air ambulance colour in this. And that's, I think, what started the discussion processes between Steve Murrow and Ames Rover in Bury St Edmunds. The car carries pretty much the kit that we have in the aircraft because it was expedient to have equipment that was interchangeable between the car and the aircraft. It carries one of the 3 responder bags that we've built and designed, Andy Bates built and designed for the aircraft. It carries the multi-parameter monitor that goes on the aircraft. So it's stuff that's on the aircraft which, to all intents and purposes, mirrors the equipment that's on a land ambulance. The only thing obviously the car doesn't carry is a longboard because there's nowhere to carry it.